Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. Now, as a way of introducing this week's thoughts or thinking, I sort of recount a story from my early career when I made a huge mistake as I set out to become an accountant and a finance professional. And because of that mistake, looking back on it, I felt that I really limited my impact, caused me to be more frustrated than my normal easygoing self, and made me question if finance and accounting was the right career for me, which would have been a shame because it's been an amazing journey since then. I just so grateful for having. And I almost missed out on this opportunity because I'd confused the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Because whether we like to admit it or not, most of our days are spent consuming information, even if sometimes you can feel all that information is overwhelming us. It may not be the first thing going through our minds as we flick through our social media accounts on our smartphones, or that we're watching TV or reading books or even listening to this podcast are all ways of gaining knowledge. And some folks prefer some mediums more than others. But the point I'm trying to make is that lots of people seek knowledge. We like to appear smart, impress our peers. As accountants, knowledge and accuracy is everything to us. Everything must reconcile. We must know where everything is. All the stock is accounted for. Even the stationery in the cabinet must be fully known where it all is and accounted. But is knowledge really what we should be striving for? Because when a lot of the listeners of the show write in and share their stories and their circumstances, they all tend to be around a common point. Either they're just new into our profession, they may have just finished their exams, recently qualified, or have been doing the same role in finance for a number of years and want to get that next promotion, get to the next level. Even people who are finance directors and VPs all reach out. And I think whether they realise it or not, it's actually that inflection point where it's not knowledge that they should be seeking anymore, but it's wisdom. So what is wisdom? Well, you could look at it as knowledge maybe knowing what to say, and wisdom is maybe knowing when to say it. Knowing how and when to use that knowledge and being able to use that to help us get a better perspective of situations. And one way of doing that is actually imparting it to others. Like when I qualified as an accountant, I actually didn't think I needed any further knowledge. No matter what people were saying to me about continuous professional development, I had all these cool tools, techniques. I was reading all the magazines, journals, understood, what was sort of the latest thinking. And after all, right, I just qualified, so surely I should be able to go and do a great job. And in fairness, we do go through a lot of training as accountants. We learn double entry, accounting standards, tax, how to construct and also interpret financial statements. But seriously though, wisdom comes from knowing how to apply those and when to apply those in given situations. It's like the old saying, knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing not to put that in a fruit salad. And it was only when I started getting the wisdom of a mentor, showing me how to apply my knowledge, how to fashion the talent I had into the finance and accounting career I wanted. I could even sort of see, not even having done anything yet, but going through those motions, I could feel the frustrations I was having, the 60-hour work weeks I was doing, the boss I absolutely hated, the family I was sort of not seeing. It was all sort of turning around into a way that I could actually go and have a really great career in finance, but also contribute values to others inside and outside of my life in finance. And we all know people who are working late or frustrated in their roles, despite being really knowledgeable about accounting and finance. It's perhaps they've just not maybe sought the right wisdom. And that's the thing. Knowledge is easy. Wisdom takes effort, trial and error. Plain blood, sweat and tears. That's why there's so few people in our profession and world that are truly wise, because it's really a lifelong practice. It's journey. Practice is a key word. It's practical. Knowledge is quite comfortable. It's quite easy to read about standards or tax laws or legislation. Putting it into practice, that's a different story altogether. But there are ways we can gain wisdom, and as a start, it's identifying what you want from your finance and accounting career and seeking out the relevant resources to go get it. And there's many more nowadays, and they're much more accessible. Most people think, they need to go straight to a mentor. But people put videos up nowadays. So let's say you want to do something with Power BI and implement it on some, go and check out a tutorial perhaps and go and implement it on some analysis you want to visualize at work. Or, it might be more passive learning, listening to podcasts like this one on the way to work. But the main thing is you need to go and apply those learnings in some sort of shape or form at work too. Or it could be leveraging LinkedIn to identify someone who's doing the role you want to be doing and accessing them. And I think all of us, as long as the connection's nearby, we can send an invite to connect and see if that person's willing to share. And one final way, which I'm really excited about, is actually a book we've just put together that includes over 2,000 years worth of experience and wisdom from 79 guest mentors who we had on the show in the first 200 episodes. And the book I'm talking about is called The Finance Mentor's Ledger, and it's available at all good bookstores and Amazon. And just like when it comes to seeking any wisdom, the various mentors talk about their experiences, their successes and failures within accounting and finance, but also with the business, with operations, sales, human resources, the relationships between them, the implications for your career. They speak about their hard-won lessons with, say, for learning financial planning and analysis, business partnering, strategy, systems, controls, compliance, analytics, leadership, about the importance of professional development, branding, yourself, but also upcoming trends and threats like digitalization via the technologies that allow for better data management, artificial intelligence, roboticization of our profession. But, all this wisdom doesn't come until you go try it out and share your learnings with others, And I think that's a very powerful technique, is go try it out and share what you learned with others, because that reflection causes it to be ingrained. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a way of life, it's a practice, this receiving of wisdom and giving of wisdom. And if you think about it, as we grow as individuals, as we all grow by that giving and receiving, our profession and the impact we all make together will also grow. It actually allows us to increase the perception and the value of our profession in the minds of others. So that's a very important piece, is to share it with others. But one word of caution, look, part of this process, failure is unavoidable. It's like the admission fee to earning the wisdom and finding what works and what doesn't. But the mentors, like in the book or on this show, do help that accelerate that time to success. And there's nothing more pleasurable the next time someone asks you, "Hey, Jack or Jackie, did you know?" And you'll be able to respond with them, "Yes, because I tried it." And you can, share a story with a smile about what happened and the wisdom you gained. So look, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please remember to share with your friends and colleagues and subscribe. We're on all the major platforms, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud and YouTube. And we really appreciate you investing your time with us today. So until next time, take care of yourselves and let's keep on building our strength in the numbers.